Morning everyone, it's Tuesday and it's very echoey in here. I haven't really filmed anything the last couple of days. I think I finished last week's vlog on like Wednesday or something when I went back to work. It always takes me a week or so to settle back into work after the summer holidays, and I've also been working very hard with uni stuff, which I've made such good progress with now. But today, the carpet fitters are coming to put new carpet down in our bedroom and one of the spare bedrooms. So I wanted to show you what it looks like currently, so that later on I can show you an after bit of footage. So the room is empty right now. Before they come, I'm gonna whip the hoover around when I get home from work. But as you can see, the carpet in here is awful, and we've lived with it for over a year now, but it's high time that it got replaced, and we're just going for the same carpet that we had in our previous house, so that should be fine. But yeah, it's not ideal. This is a really big room though, so hopefully once it's carpeted and we get a new bed and new blinds and everything, it's going to look really nice. I've already got lots of ideas for how I want it to look. We did actually buy some wardrobes from IKEA the other day. I'll insert some footage of that. And those are going to go along the back wall where the wardrobes were previously. They are white. We're switching to white furniture. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a crazy day because I've got work this morning. I need to come home, quickly run the hoover around both rooms, and make sure there's nothing left in here, because obviously the fan is still in here, and in the little spare bedroom we've still got the dog's crate and the airer and everything in there, so I need to take them out. The carpet fitters are coming, and at 4 o'clock, when they will probably still be here, I have a Skype meeting with my lecturer. It's my last like official meeting that I'm having with her before I hand in my dissertation, so it's a big one. And yeah, I think that's it. Obviously though, everything from our bedroom had to have somewhere to go, and it's all in Will's office. Are you ready? Da-da, 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 da-da. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a bit crazy in here, but it's good because we're going to go through all the clothes. When we build the wardrobes, we're going to go through all our clothes, have a massive clear out, and it's going to be a positive thing. So let's just close the door on that. And then this is the other bedroom that they're going to do today with the mismatched carpet. Right, so fast forward about 5 hours and I'm home from work. I've just emptied out the rooms properly, so the dog's crates, the fans, the airer and everything are all just shoved in the bathroom now. So I'm going to hoover around the spare room and the landing and the bedroom and everything. Archie is very stressed by this whole experience. Can you hear him crying? He's very upset. He doesn't understand what's going on at all. It's okay. It's all going to be back to normal by this evening. He doesn't understand what's going on at all, and he's really upset by it. Oh, Baba, it's okay. But yeah, so it's about 1:45. Apparently they're going to be coming around anytime from 1 o'clock. So I need to get this done. The sun's come out. Archie's stressed. Let's hoover. Here it is. I've just had my Skype meeting with my lecturer, and here is the carpet. Yes, it looks so good. And here's the other room. Cute. Good afternoon everyone, it's Wednesday, it's freezing, I've just got in from work. I actually popped in to see a friend after work as well. She is a colleague but she's just had an operation, so I went round to see her, had a bit of lunch with her. I've got a cup of tea in my Mrs. P to B mug that arrived yesterday or the day before, Monday. I don't think I've shared it in a vlog yet, but I have put it on Instagram. My social media handles are always in the description, by the way, if you're interested in following me on any other platform. It's now 20 to 3. I'm going to have my tea. It's freezing in here, hence the dressing gown. And I'm going to crack on with some work. I had a meeting with my lecturer yesterday over Skype and she's really happy with my progress and I'm so nearly finished now, so I'm going to keep going. But speaking of my mug, I just had a little faff around with my dresser, so I thought I'd show you. So of course I wanted to put my lovely new teapot, Pride of Place, at the top, but there was a few bits already up there, so I had to have a little faff around and move things around. So the big pint mugs that were up there are now in here, but I love all of my Emma Bridgewater so much. It's so nice when we have people around and I can get out all nice mugs and plates and bowls and whatever. I've still got a whole box in there that we don't have room for currently, but one day it will all be out on display and I just love it. Morning everyone, it's Friday. I've had a slightly stressful morning. I've got a hospital appointment and my hospital is about an hour away from where I live, and I have been coming here since I was 8 years old, so like 17 years, and I still have to use a sat nav to get here because my sense of direction is appalling. To be fair, I wasn't the one driving until I was 19, so I just didn't really pay a lot of attention to where I'm going, and I only have to come like once or twice a year most of the time. But I set off really early because somebody told me that part of the M3 was closed. Turns out that it's not, so I'm here like an hour early for my appointment. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing. I've got my laptop with me, so I could go to Costa and do some work. But I always end up getting lost. When I come off the motorway, I'm always like, yes, I know exactly where I'm going now. And for some reason today I went wrong, and I don't know why. I just kind of like missed my turning. Well, I found myself in the wrong lane, realised where I needed to turn, and then just couldn't get over there. And then in the process of trying to come round and come back, I have a horrible feeling that I went into a bus lane. So please, everyone, keep your fingers crossed that Friday the 13th is not really horrible to me, and that I'm not going to get a ticket for being in a bus lane, and that it wasn't a bus lane, and that everyone else was just turning right. So it's actually now a lot later, it's nearly 5 o'clock. I finished at my hospital appointment. The whole thing took about 3 hours in the end. I waited for my appointment, saw my consultant, then had to go and wait for a blood test, then had to go and wait at the pharmacy. So it was a lot of waiting around, but it was fine. I actually saw my favourite doctor, who I haven't seen in a couple of years, and it was so nice to catch up with him. He was like really genuinely pleased to see me as well. So it was lovely, and they have put me on a medication that I used to be on. So we're going to switch medications, see how that goes. I'm going to phase out the injections and phase this new medication in, and just have regular blood tests and see how it goes. So yeah, I had a blood test today. They're checking for everything, including like vitamin and mineral deficiencies and stuff, because I was saying that I still feel so tired all the time. And it's important to remember that the normal of a chronically ill person is never going to be the same as the normal of somebody who does not have a chronic illness. So for me, being tired and suffering with fatigue is normal to an extent, but I feel like it could be better. I don't feel like I should be living feeling rubbish. So especially like with now planning a wedding and stuff, I just really want to feel good and like be healthy for the wedding and stuff. So yeah, what else was I gonna say? I had a little sneaky McDonald's on my way home because I got stuck in traffic for ages, and then I went into work for a couple of hours to help out because the teacher was on her own. So I went into work for a few hours to help out, and then I stopped in on my mum for a few hours on my way home from work because I wanted to catch up with her properly, and I wanted to see my little brother because he moves to university tomorrow for the first time. He's starting university and he's moving into halls. So yeah, I wanted to see him before he goes because I don't think I'm going to be able to see him tomorrow. So yeah, it's been a busy day. I took my laptop with me to hospital and I actually got quite a bit of work done while I was waiting around in various places. So I'm going to try and get on with a bit more of that now because I really am coming to the end of my dissertation now. I feel like I've been saying that for ages and you're probably all sick of hearing about it, but I genuinely am coming to the end now. The only like big thing I still need to write is the conclusion, but I'm saving that for when I've fully finished and edited all of the other chapters. So 20,000 words isn't that much when you think about how big like a book is or something, but it's a lot longer than anything I've ever had to write before. It's double the length of my undergraduate dissertation, and it's quite difficult to stick to the word count because I have a lot to say. So I'm finding at the moment that I've gone over the word count by quite a bit. So I'm having to go through and really edit chapters and make things a bit more concise and cut things down, add things in, take things away. So it's not just a black and white, oh, I've written the dissertation and that's it. It takes a lot longer than that. It takes a lot more editing than that. It's like when someone writes a book, they don't publish the first draft that they write. You know, it gets drafted and redrafted and edited and changed, and bits are added and bits are taken away, and that's the point that I'm at the moment. But 2 weeks today is my intended hand-in date, but honestly I feel like I might actually get it in before that, which would be nice, because then it means I can just totally like start focusing on other things that have been neglected for the past 2 years. So yeah, sorry, I have a really itchy nose. Archie was just cuddling with me and I think some of his fluff has gone up my nose because I have a really itchy nose, but yeah, I am getting really close to being done now, so that's exciting. So I'm gonna crack on. Hey guys, here's some real life Saturday hairstyles and face for you. Winnie wants to come up and say hello. Let's lift her up. Okay, here you go. Oh, are you stuck? Your legs are stuck. Oh my goodness. You don't often get to see Winnie in videos because she's always asleep. Oh, really? Okay, they're like jealous children. Will's just gone out to run some errands. It's about 9:30 on Saturday morning. I was meant to go with him, but one of the errands is going to the tip and taking a load of stuff from the garage to the tip and our old wardrobes and things. And once we got all of the stuff in the car, I no longer fit in the car. So he's gone out and I'm going to stay here and tidy up the house because it's a tip. So yeah, I'm going to tidy up the house. I'm going to try and get some work done, and I need to feed these dogs before they drive me up the wall anymore. Are you having a nice hug? I'm going to make myself another cup of tea because my voice is going, so clearly I've got a dry throat. And I think when Will gets back later, he's going to watch the football and then we're going to have a go at putting up our new wardrobes finally. So I'll try and share some of that with you as well. And tomorrow we're looking at wedding venues. Woo! Winnie. You're being too cute. I need to get off camera because I look like a troll. I wasn't joking when I said the place was a tip. It really is. Time to tackle this. And just like that, it's all clean. There's still obviously some stuff over there, but for the most part, it's all been cleaned. Dishwasher's empty and ready to go on again. There's a pan in the sink soaking. The little dogs have been fed, and we can get on with some other stuff now. So now that I've cleaned up the kitchen, I'm in my craft room and I've just been like having a flip through some of my scrapbook albums, and I suddenly thought to myself, this is the sort of thing I should include more of in the vlogs. Basically, this morning I've been watching a channel called Larkin Design, and it's run by a lady called Teresa. I used to watch her videos like religiously, but I haven't really been into scrapbooking videos for the last, couple of months. But I watched one of her videos this morning, and she's basically talking about how we all have a lot of albums, but none of them are finished, and my neighbours have just started cutting their hedge. So I'm really sorry about that. But, you know, I don't have a huge amount of albums compared to a lot of scrapbookers because obviously I don't yet have children and I've only been scrapbooking for a couple of years. So I have gone back and like scrapbooked my whole life. This album documents the first like 16 years of my life, I think, and then they go on from there. But so many of them are unfinished. So just from memory, this one is unfinished. A couple of these definitely are unfinished. They've got layouts in there that I just never scrapbooked. This is 2014. I think that one's finished. 2015 is finished. 2016 is finished. I thought 2017 was finished, but I actually don't think it is. There's a couple of layouts in there that I need to finish. This one's finished. This is a travel album. This one is the one that I've got on my desk, and that is unfinished. This is a Disney album, which is unfinished, and this is the album documenting our first house renovation, which is definitely unfinished. Then down here we've got 2016, which is 2018, sorry, which is unfinished. These are empty. This is 2019, which isn't even started, and that's an empty one, that's an empty one, and then these are thicker albums. So as you can see, I do have albums that are not finished. I've got December Daily down there, that's 2016 and 2017, which are both completed, and then that was meant to be 2018, but I never even started it, so I'm just going to use it for 2019. And then obviously I also have many creative journals which are not complete. So when I finish my masters, that is something that I really want to get a handle on, all of these incomplete albums, and I was just going to have a flick through this one and see what else I needed to complete. This one I've actually been documenting on Patreon. Obviously I've had a break from Patreon for the last couple of months, but I'm going to start it up again in October, and this is one of the albums that I've been completing on there. So it's a travel album, it's volume 2 of my travel albums, and the first couple of pages are finished, and then we get to this, which is clearly not complete. Got a couple more pocket pages which are finished, and then some which haven't really been touched at all. A little insert that's finished, and then we go into stuff that again has not been touched at all. So it's not even like I've done it chronologically. I've just done literally whatever I fancied at the time. None of that's complete. Again, we've got an insert that is randomly complete, and then we go into stuff again that hasn't been done. Again, lots of stuff here that hasn't been done. This is all our trip to Iceland, by the way. Again, nothing is complete here. And there's so much of it. I think that's the problem. There's just so much of it. And then we go into my trip to Mallorca, which is basically completely finished, which is just really random. There's the back side of that photo, which doesn't have anything on yet. But for the most part, Mallorca is finished, even though we went to Mallorca after Iceland. So Mallorca's done. And I did that like not long after we actually came back from Mallorca. But there are some layouts that I haven't done. And a few bits and pieces that are obviously all over the place. So I made some backgrounds, but then didn't do the layouts. And then this is the last page of the holiday, I think, that's not complete. Yep. Then we go into a little page about a quick trip to Ireland, not done. And then we've got Planacon Europe, which is half done. And then after that, nothing is complete, and I've got about 2 or 3 holidays that need to go in here. So I've got a holiday to Gothenburg, Sweden, and literally all I have is my little ferry ticket. And then I've got Helsinki, which is the reason I actually got this album out, because I found this receipt, which will be included in this Helsinki layout. And all I've got in there is some ephemera, which is nice. Like, it's nice to have this ephemera and stuff in here ready to go. But I've literally not scrapbooked anything. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just a reminder to myself. Oh, I think the post has just arrived. Just a reminder to myself and to other people that we have lots of unfinished projects, and maybe before we start something else, maybe we should finish some of the other projects that we have to get rid of that negative creative energy. Do you know what I mean? Like knowing that you've got all that stuff unfinished. And again, I'm sorry about all that noise. The most exciting things have arrived for the wedding. It's the only thing I've purchased for the wedding so far, apart from my Mrs. P to B mug, which is just like a present to myself, not really for the wedding. They've just arrived. They're the only thing I've bought so far. I'm so excited, but I can't share them because there are people who watch this video who are going to see them, so I can't share them, and I'm really upset. I would just show you 2018's album as well while I'm here. This is a Maggie Holmes crepe paper album. I loved it at the time, but now all I can see is like cabbages, but I think these are called like cabbage roses or something, aren't they? So like they are meant to look like cabbages, but I'll just give you a quick flip through. I can't remember if I've actually done this in a video before or not, but I'll do it anyway. So this is my title page. For the last couple of years, I've done my title page the same way. Black and white photos of us as a family. Normally it's a family photo from Christmas because that tends to be the most recent photo of us together, but if there's a nicer one, then I'll put that in instead. And I tend to do one of us all together and one of each dog, or I think some years I've done one of Will, one of me, and one of each dog. I've got this cute pic here of the doggies, and then just some pictures from our last trip to Hailing last year, with some filler cards. And then this year I have kept, well, this is obviously 2018, so it's last year, but I was keeping it so simple, like probably my most simple Project Life album to date. Minimal embellishment, minimal everything really. I really wanted to keep this all in one album for sure, like I had done the previous year. But I've got a double page spread for UK Planner Addicts, which is like all of this. Big Meet, because that was a lot of fun. That card is covering up Anna's daughter. There's a little page here, mainly about the dogs and about our new carpet. Then I've got the estate agent information for when we sold our house, because this is when we put our other house on the market, so I'll just quickly skip over that. This page actually looks kind of busy after me saying how simple things were, but whatevs. This is March as well. Some photo booth pics of Will and I at my cousin's wedding. This is my brother's birthday. How old is he now? 22. My lovely granddad. I'm so glad I've got that picture. And that's my youngest brother and his girlfriend. So it's Liam, Angie, Ella, Ryan, me and Will's. So funny looking back at pictures of Will's now because he just looks totally different. He's lost so much weight. This is more of April. Got a whole little insert there about the bunnies because I took some cute pictures of them. And then some pics mainly of the dogs. And then we've got just a little mention of Cam's PlannerCon this year. I didn't take many pictures, so there's my ticket there and then a picture of me, Anna and Daisy that somebody snapped. And then a picture of Joey, Daisy and me. And then this is that trip to Sweden that I haven't done in my travel album yet, but I have done it in my scrapbook album. So this is May. And we went to Gothenburg in Sweden, which not many people talk about, but actually it was amazing. We had such a nice long weekend in Gothenburg. And now they're ramping up their hedge trimmer again. Why? Well, I'm nearly done anyway, so that's the last page of Gothenburg. Then just some homey stuff. Me and my mum had a little party for the royal wedding. And I had a day with Daisy and her family. I had a day at the Emma Bridgewater factory with my mum and her friend. And then that is it. So I've only done up until May. And as you can see, I've got a few blank pages. And then I've popped some stuff in from my holiday to Helsinki. And that's it. So I really need to get going with this album. But again, it's one of those things that I'll do after my dissertation's finished. But I just wanted to show you where I'm up to so far. So excuse the state of me, I've just got out the bath after washing my hair and everything. But while I was in the bath, Will was putting up the wardrobe and it looks really good. We just need to put the other one up now, so I'll show you. So we still need to put the handles on, which we'll do afterwards. So it's going to be hard for me to show you. Eek. But we've put 2 rails in. That's not on properly, that's going to come flying off. We're using a t-shirt to see like where we should put both the rails, but we've put 2 rails into this one. So we can have like all of our t-shirts and things in here and like shorter items obviously. And then we've got another one of these wardrobes which is exactly the same and it's going to go next to it. And that one's going to have all of our longer items, so like trousers, dresses, Will's suits, that sort of thing. So yeah, these were just IKEA Pax wardrobes. Like I say, we just need to put the handles on. Will's having some food downstairs and then he's going to do the other one. I'm a bit concerned that the other one's maybe not going to fit, but we'll see. And I know it's dark in here, but the wardrobes are up and they fit really well behind the door, which is good. The only thing is the floor is wonky, so they're not quite standing flush next to each other. You can see this gap down the middle here, and then up here the doors are a little bit wonky, and that one was like that before, but now that this one's sort of wedged up against it, because they are flush at the bottom, now that this one's wedged up against it, it's holding that one a bit more square. So what we need to do is get 2 people to push them together properly so that it's all level and they're flush together, and then screw the wardrobes together. And I'm pretty sure that's what they had in IKEA, because in IKEA it just looked like one big wardrobe, and that's what we're going for. And we haven't put the door handles on yet because, as Will pointed out, once we screw them together the doors will move, so there's no point putting them on yet because they won't be level when the wardrobes are screwed together. So Will's too scared to screw them together. He thinks he's going to mess it up, and I'm kind of too scared to do it as well, so might have to get my dad round to do that for us. But like I showed you earlier, this one has 2 rails in, and then the other one just has 1 rail in, so all of our long items will go in there, and then we've got lots of space for storage down the bottom. And also the doors are like soft closing, which I appreciate. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Will and I have just done the food shop and I've just come home and put it away whilst Will hung all of his washing out, and now we're going to go off and go to a wedding fair. So the venue that it's at is Trunkwell House, which is a little way away from us, but it's somewhere that I've loved for a really long time. So even though the venue itself is sort of out of our budget, they've got a wedding fair on, so lots of local suppliers will be there, so it's a good place to like get some inspiration and make some connections and stuff. So I'm gonna go and have a look around and pick up some business cards whilst also enjoying the venue itself. And then there's also an open day at another one of my favourite venues, which again is probably out of budget. Not even necessarily out of budget, but it's just they're quite rigid with like caterers you can use and stuff, so again probably won't work for us. But again, I want to go and have a look because that's half the fun, isn't it? So I will take you with us. I don't know how much I will actually end up filming because this is me we're talking about. Excuse all of that wardrobe packaging in the background. And yeah, we're going to go and I'm excited. We're just having a nosy in the bedrooms at Trunkwell. Did you think that was a door?
At first, yes.
They are really lovely, but I must admit I'm not like totally wowed by them, honestly. But I do love that bath. It's nice, isn't it? But it's,
Yeah,
I mean,
just take
dirty carpet. So excuse how I look because it was so hot in there and it's really warm. Oops. And it's really warm today. Oh, shut up, sat nav. It's really warm today and it was really warm inside their marquee. But I'm really glad we came because this was one of the venues that I was pretty sure that I would see and be like, I want to get married there. And actually, I don't. It was really beautiful, but it's not actually what I want. I want something a bit more rustic, a bit more barn, farmhouse type thing. And so I'm really glad we came to look at it actually, but the main purpose was that it's a wedding fair, so there's lots of local suppliers. And again, I'm really glad we came. We got lots of free samples. And also we found a guy who does, I know my arm is bouncing around all over the place. It's one of those really bouncy driveways. But we found a guy who does wood fire pizzas and it's a really reasonable price. We also found some really reasonably priced photographers and videographers. So I'm happy. And I've got lots of business cards to look through later. But now we're gonna go to the Clock Barn, which is about 40 minutes away from here. And this is the venue that I think I am gonna fall in love with and be really sad when we can't afford. But I'm a glutton for punishment and I want to go and see it anyway. Just arrived at Clock Barn. The grounds and the walk up are very pretty. I don't really know where we go from here though, honestly, because I don't see any signs. Okay, so sorry it's really dark in here, but we've just got home. I've got a cup of tea. I've got pastry. Did you think I was talking to you?
No.
Oh. We've just got home. So today, I'm pretty sure I've already told you all of this, but we went to Trunkwell House because they had a wedding fair. So we weren't looking at it as a venue. We were just going to look around like local suppliers. And then we went to Clock Barn, which had an open day as a potential wedding venue. So I really enjoyed the wedding fair. It was so hot in there, so I was like sweating, which isn't ideal. But I'm really glad we went to that because there were some local suppliers that we might potentially be interested in. We've got a massive goodie bag full of stuff and leaflets and business cards and brochures and stuff, so I'm going to have a look. And then we went to Clock Barn, and I've already put in the footage, but I'll put it in again just because it's really pretty and it's the only other time you're ever going to see it, because we have had to totally rule it out as a wedding venue, which is such a shame. I went, as soon as I saw the big clock outside and the little gardens, I was totally sold, like that's where I wanted to get married. And I knew that I would feel that way because I loved it even before we went to see it. And the actual price to hire the venue itself is actually quite reasonable. Archie's being annoying. It's actually quite reasonable, but unfortunately you have to use their caterers, and for a wedding of our size it was going to be about £10,000 just on food, and that doesn't include the actual venue cost itself, or renting the like big cottages that you can rent for yourself and your family and friends. It doesn't include any other cost of the wedding, so like the registrar, you know, your actual marriage itself, decor, your dress, any other like that. It would literally cost us more than £15,000 just to get married at that place with the guest list that we currently have. Yeah, I'm kind of devastated. I was nearly crying on the way home because that was absolutely everything I had envisioned in a wedding venue was in that place, even like right down to being able to hire the houses to get ready in and to stay in that night, and like the separate honeymoon suite and stuff. It was literally exactly what I want,
but the catering is just absolutely extortionate. Like, we cannot afford that, and it's not even just that we think it's a ridiculous price, we genuinely couldn't afford to pay that much. Like, but although, to be fair, I don't know if you agree, but even if we had the money, I wouldn't pay that much for the food. Yeah, Will agrees. Even if we had that much money, I wouldn't spend it on the food. Like, it's just brought me back down to earth with a bump, I think, because at this stage I'm wondering how anyone affords a nice wedding, because like, that to me is absolutely crazy. So there are other venues obviously in our local area that we're going to have a look at, but what the trouble is, we are finding at the moment that most places make you use their caterers, and then those caterers charge a fortune, and we're just not prepared to pay that money. So honestly, I feel a little bit overwhelmed now, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, are we actually going to find a venue that we both like, and that is also affordable? But I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll find somewhere. There is another place fairly local to us that does allow you to bring your own caterers, and it is like a barn setting. But it's just not wow. Like, you don't get that wow factor when you see it. So I just don't know. We'll figure something out. I'm just glad we have quite a long time. Although, having said that, venues are booking up for 2021 really quickly. So we do need to decide on something and like go and see venues as much as possible. But I was having a really good time today, and now I feel really sad because I just loved that venue, but it's my own fault because I knew you had to use their own caterers, so I knew it was probably going to be out of budget. I just didn't realise how much out of budget it was going to be, but it's fine, we'll sort something. I'm going to eat my pastry and look through my bag of stuff. I also just realised that it is actually Sunday and it's 3:05, so I probably won't really vlog anything else today. I probably need to do some work, and I'm going to go through all of these from my goodie bags. Oh, sorry, Archie. So I will end this vlog here. I really hope you enjoyed it. If anyone knows of any wedding venues where you can bring in your own caterers in Hampshire or Berkshire, please let us know. We might end up getting married there. Can't remember if I already said it or not. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.